Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. Today is October 26th. It is 10:03 a.m. We're here for a transportation case today. Before we get started, please join me for a brief moment of silence. All right, we'll take roll, starting with the commissioners in the hearing room. Present in the hearing room today are Commissioners C. Williams, Belzer, J. Williams, and joining us virtually we have Commissioners Thomas, Irvin, Caston, and Powers. Attorney Moser, if you would please read the docket.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, commissioners and parties. We are here today for the proceeding in docket number 2021-263-T, which concerns the application of Willie Banks doing business as It's About Time Delivery for a Class E household goods certificate of public convenience and necessity for operation of a motor vehicle carrier. This applicant is seeking statewide moving authority. The proceeding has been scheduled for today, October 26, 2021, at 10 a.m., and this hearing will be conducted virtually. All parties in the matter are present, and the docket is in order.
Thank you, Attorney Moser. Parties, do we have any matters we need to take up before the applicant calls its first witness?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is Charlie Terrainey for the applicant. I would like to move to introduce the revised application that was filed on August 18th into evidence at this time.
The applicant's amended application filed on August 18, 2021 will be marked and entered into the record as hearing Exhibit 1.
I would also move to introduce the affidavit of shipper witness Leon Scott into evidence.
The affidavit of shipper witness Leon Scott will be marked and entered into the record as hearing Exhibit 2.
And Mr. Chairman, that's all I have right now.
All right, thank you, sir. Parties, if we're ready, we're going to ask the applicant to proceed with its case.
Okay, we call Willie Banks to stand at this time.
Mr. Banks, if you would, take the witness stand and pause to be sworn in by our court reporter.
Mr. Banks, if you would raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Banks, did you prepare or cause to be prepared 5 pages of pre-filed direct testimony in this docket?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any corrections or additions you wish to make to that testimony?
No, sir.
And if I were to ask you the questions in the testimony today, would your answers be the same?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move to introduce the direct testimony of Willie Banks into evidence at this time.
The pre-filed direct testimony of Mr. Willie Banks will be entered into the record as if given orally from the stand.
Mr. Banks, was there a tariff attached as Exhibit A to your testimony?
Yes, sir.
And did we file a corrected version of that tariff? I've forgotten the date, but in this docket, did we file a second version of the tariff correcting, making a correction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that correction would have been in section 2.5 on page 5. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was your tariff accompanied by Exhibit B, a bill of lading?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, at this time, I'd like to introduce Exhibit A and B to Mr. Banks's pre-filed direct testimony into evidence at this time as Exhibit number 3.
Exhibits A and B will be marked as a composite exhibit. and entered into the record as hearing exhibit 3. And for the record, the corrected version of the tariff was filed October 22nd, 2021.
Thank you for that, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Banks, finally, was there a 10-year driving record attached to your testimony as Exhibit C?
Yes, sir.
And is that driving record correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to introduce the 10-year driving record of Willie Banks into evidence. This is exhibit number 4.
The 10-year driving record of Mr. Willie Banks will be marked and entered into the record as hearing exhibit number 4.
Mr. Banks, you are the owner of It's About Time Delivery, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's tell the commission a little bit about yourself. Where did you go? Where are you from?
I'm originally from Seneca, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you go to high school?
Seneca High School.
Okay. And you graduated from Seneca High School?
Yes, sir. 1992.
All right. And what do you do for a living, Mr. Banks?
Right now, I'm driving dump trucks locally.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of, after work, I do a lot of part-time work at consignment shops, wrapping furniture and loading furniture, and I also do stuff at a storage unit after work, just helping load trucks and stuff like that. So,
Do you have a commercial driver's license?
yes, sir, I do.
Or what kind of driver's license do you have?
A Class A.
Okay. And what did you have to do to get a Class A CDL?
I went to a technical school actually, and I took the course, and I graduated from the class, and they gave my CDLs, Class A's.
Have you driven other kinds of trucks?
Oh yeah, tractor trailers, flatbed, straight trucks. I mean, you name it, drove them.
How long you been driving trucks?
Ooh, about 15 years.
All right. And do you have any experience in the moving industry?
Yes, I do. I do a lot of loading pods and unloading pods. I also help out loading U-Haul trucks and stuff like that.
Okay.
I worked at various consignment shops, prepping furniture, wrapping furniture, getting ready for the customers to haul off. So I have a lot of moving experience.
Have you ever worked for a household goods mover?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So with the consignment shops, is that furniture or kind of high-end furniture sometimes?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Imagine you got to take care of it when you're working with it.
Oh yeah. We have some of the pieces we have to disassemble when they come in the store. Sometimes reassemble. So
That's great. Why do you want to go into moving business?
man, I really like to do it. I take pride in it.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing it a while. Everybody been telling me, I ought to, start. I ought to try to get me a little moving company. That's why I'm here today. So.
And you said in your testimony that you're going to have some employees to start with. Can you tell the commission a little bit more about who you plan to involve in your business?
Yes, sir. Well, first thing, what I want to do, I got some good guys that believe in what I'm doing, me wanting to get this business, and I also, my main thing, just want to be able to provide some good jobs in my community. Give some good jobs, pay some decent wages. Just try to, just try to grow this business.
Okay. Is your wife going to be involved in the business?
Lord, yes.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
she going to do?
Well, she do most of the the human resource work. I'm just being honest, man. I'm just a country boy, just like work, and I'm just gonna let her handle all the paperwork and on that end. But for the labor and the what we call the jungle, man, I'm gonna be in there working, man.
Well, and that sounds like a smart plan to me. I'm married up too, and that makes a lot of sense to me. And your wife's name is Michelle, right? Michelle Banks.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how are you going to train your employees?
Well, I'm gonna do a hands-on training, man. I want to be able to have these guys trained up. Some of it will be on-site training. I'm really trying to provide a good service, in our area. So I really want my guys, to be trained. It will be a physical intense training.
Mm-hmm.
Before I turn them loose to these people homes, man, I just want them to be trained right. I understand people, people have these homes, man. They don't want they float and scratch. They don't want the walls scratched. And, I just want them guys to be trained.
Are you going to check out their backgrounds?
Yes, sir. Definitely that. Well, I got my wife on that, man.
So she's going to check them out, right?
Oh yeah, man. That's our strategy. We move as one, man, and we want to build this business to be family oriented, and like I say, our main objective is just to have a good service in our area, man.
Have you bought any vehicles?
Yes, sir. I have a smaller truck. It's a 2004 Isuzu. It has a lift gate, and it helps out a lot, man. For as you're lifting and stuff. Once we get it to the truck, we got a lift gate. It'll lift it up in the truck, and we'll stage it in the truck. I also have it's an older truck, but it's a good truck. It's a 2000 GMC.
I'm going to share a screen real quick, and Miss Purvis is going to be mad at me because I didn't warn her. But I think we got a picture of these trucks. Which one is this? Is that
That's yeah, that's a GMC 2000.
How big is that truck?
It's a 26 footer.
Okay. And that's the Isuzu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what were you saying about the lift? Which one has the lift?
Yeah, the Isuzu has the lift, and like I say, it helps out on larger pieces of furniture and stuff like that.
Okay, good. Have you got insurance quotes for these trucks?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you're going to purchase, but you've got a quote for cargo insurance and a quote for liability insurance. I guess if you got the trucks, have you got them insured now?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have plans to buy more trucks eventually?
Large, yeah, man. I have plans on because we focusing on growth. You know, we've been praying about it. So yeah, man, we look forward to try to purchase more trucks.
What kind of growth do you have in mind?
Um, I would love to go as far as warehousing. Um,
Uh-huh.
provide, not just the crew, but provide a good team. I just know this area is a demand for some good movers, and we want to be a part of the movement.
Why do you think there's a demand for movers in your area?
Man, they building a lot of homes, a lot of people moving to these areas. We have this university down here. A lot of parents are moving closer to their kids, and it's just a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful area, man. Beautiful lakes.
It's great. And that area is the Anderson area?
Well, they by counties, Oconee County, Clemson County, and in Pickens County
Yeah,
and Greenville County, man. They just they
it's
putting
just
out
big.
these right. It's just growing.
Um, I want to talk a little bit about your tariff and really just how a move would work. We attached a tariff to your testimony, and let's assume that I'm one of those parents, and I'm gonna move from Anderson to Pickens. And I call you up and I say, I've heard good things about It's About Time. And I tell you, I've got this 3 bedroom, 2,000 square foot home, and I want to move into a home about the same size where I'm going to move to Central so I can go to all the football games. What do we do? What's the next step?
Well, what I do with these moves, I just try to be detailed. I try to I get the distance, the location to and from,
Mm-hmm.
and then normally what I would love to do is physically go and and view the furniture. Maybe I try to set up a time with the customers or whatever, wherever it's
Mm-hmm.
convenient to them, and I come and physically, look at the furniture. I look
Mm-hmm.
at the square footage, and that way I can determine the logistics of the move, how many trucks I will need, or how many guys I will need to complete the job.
And would you maybe give an estimate?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay. And when the move is done, if it took a little more or less time than your estimate, would you charge, or how would that work?
Um, I would determine how many men would need, and I
You
would, charge by the hour.
you
And,
charge the rate and the tariff,
yes,
right? And you will you have a bill of lading with each of your moves?
oh yes, I definitely have that. That's
Okay.
when that's where Michelle's comes in at.
She's gonna make sure,
Yeah.
and she's gonna keep copies of
Oh Lord, yeah.
it. Okay. Um, how do you plan to market this business?
Social media. I'm big on word of mouth. Right here, where we live at. It's a smaller area, and most of the successful service businesses, that's how they grow and get to where they want to be. Word of mouth. We in a Mayberry town, but
Mhm.
they are building.
Okay.
So
And as far as yourself, do you have any outstanding judgments against you or court orders?
no, sir.
How about any criminal violations in your past? Anything like that?
Yes, sir. I do.
What do you have?
2006. I did have a drug charge.
Okay. And was it resolved?
Yes, sir. It was resolved, and I was resolved. Um, yeah. I got out of prison in 2008. I did like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been in any trouble, man, and I just changed my life. So, and I got married.
That's great. Oh, you got married afterwards?
Yeah, yeah. When I got out, I got married, and I started a family, and I went to work, man. Got me a job. I was able, through Christ, man, be able to build my family a home. So I've definitely been on the right path.
That's fantastic. How about your driving record? I know you got a CDL, and you said it was in good standing. Are there any points on your record?
Yeah, I got all my points.
Okay. And you had, I think, one accident a long time ago or some time ago.
Yeah, it was a negligent driving, but it was so long ago. But it's
2012?
yeah, like 2012. It showed up on my license, and it was like
Hmm.
a negligent driving. What happened was I was going through a red light that was yellow, and so they got me for negligent driving. So that's on there, but that's about it. That's it.
Haven't had any problems since.
No, sir.
Okay. And are you, will you comply with the commission's rules and regulations?
Yes, sir.
stay in touch with Thomas McGill if you have any questions about what to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all I have for you, Mr. Banks. Would you please answer any questions that Ms. Hare may have for the ORS or the commissioners may have for you?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Ms. Hare, Office of Regulatory Staff, cross-examination.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. ORS has no questions for this witness.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioners, questions for this witness? Mr. Banks,
Yes, sir.
I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you. I appreciate your story. I know it takes a lot to overcome any issues, especially when you're trying to do it from I would say a difficult place coming out of prison. I think you have presented yourself well today through your attorney, and I just want to let you know I appreciate your presentation, and I'm proud of you.
Thanks, sir.
Other commissioners,
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chair Belzer, then Commissioner Powers.
Good morning, Mr. Banks.
Good morning.
Mr. Banks, do you envision using both trucks on certain jobs?
Yes, ma'am. The smaller truck, we kind of use that for like heavy furniture. Just in case, we have a delivery or something. That's what's really growing in our area. We don't have a lot of delivery companies and a lot of these stores that don't have in-house deliveries and stuff. So that truck would be perfect, like, for deliveries and stuff like that.
Well, the reason I'm asking is if you have a household good, if you're moving a larger house, say, I don't see in your tariff a charge for using more than one truck. Would you be charging people extra if you use both trucks?
Well, no, ma'am. What I would do, like I say, if I go to a moving job, whatever, I have whatever trucks I need to do the job. The trucks will be in the cost. I wouldn't charge an extra charge for the trucks.
Okay. Well, I mean, I see like 2 men and a truck listed, 3 men and a truck. And so my concern is if you have to use both trucks, just realize in your tariff there is not a charge for the additional truck, and you can't charge the customer for that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your testimony today.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Powers.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to you, Mr. Banks. How are you?
All right. How you doing, Mr. Powers?
I'm good. In your application, somewhere in the testimony, it talked about having 8 employees. Are these already employees, or these people you have lined up, or I didn't exactly understand when you talked about it being a family business.
Yes, sir. People that I have lined up, my nephews and family members.
Okay. If you with employees, you're probably going to need some sort of workers' compensation insurance. Have you looked into that?
Yes, sir. I have. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And are you willing to get that if you do have any employees?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One thing I looked at in your application was your cargo coverage had a total of $5,000, but for individuals, I think it said $2,500. You think $2,500 is enough if, let's say, one of your drivers did something foolish and the whole truckload got destroyed?
Yes, sir. I'm looking into increasing the limits on the insurance.
I think that would be a good idea with that amount. And I noticed you said you're going to train those that work for you how to lift and to how to handle furniture and that sort of stuff. Do you have some sort of procedure in place, or would you get one as far as training drivers?
Yes, sir. Me and my wife right now at the moment, man, we getting a policy. policy for the business for the training, like protocols and stuff like that. Back in the people yards, if you got a man in the passenger side, we, automatically get out and motion back and forth with hand signals and stuff. So,
Well, good luck to you. Thank you.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Banks?
Chairman Williams,
Commissioner Williams.
this may be a question for the Public Service Commission as well as Mr. Banks. But good morning, Mr. Banks.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm well. I hope you are too.
Yes.
What I noticed in your application, and it's the revised application on page 5 of 10, the GMC is listed, but the Isuzu is not. Do we need both listed on this page, or because it's reflected in your testimony that they're two trucks?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But it is two trucks.
Yes, ma'am. It is.
And my question is just whether that needs to be clarified or whether it's clear enough. Can our Attorney Moser, do you have any advice on that?
Yes, Commissioner Williams, I would just suggest a late filed exhibit just to update and clarify that.
How does that sound to you, Mr. Banks?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Definitely.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. We purchased this truck after we filed the application.
Totally understandable. I just want to make sure that our records are clear and your records are clear.
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions. Thank you and good luck.
Okay.
Chairman Williams.
Commissioner Caston, one before I go to you, Commissioner Caston, just want to clarify. So, Commissioner Williams requested a late file exhibit. We will reserve Exhibit 5 as a late file exhibit for an amended application. Attorney Tarini, are you tracking on that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. We'll provide it.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Commissioner Caston.
Good morning, Mr. Banks.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. I guess, financial statement, it's in a little times past, is the financial statement generally equal to or better than it was in the application? Is it still similar?
Yes, sir. Still similar.
Wish mine was. That's good. One final question. Did you know Benny Cunningham?
Yeah, I have a story about that, but that might be another time. But yeah, he's originally from the same place I'm from.
Yes, sir, he is.
Yeah.
Great tight end. And one final word. Don't be discouraged.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna quote a line from a lot of South Carolina fans. Wait till next year.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Yeah, my wife, she like, well, Willie, you shouldn't wear this shirt. They all down in Columbia, but man, I don't have nothing else to wear. So I had to, I was trying to hide it from you a little bit.
Hey, I wear orange in Columbia all the time. It doesn't bother me a little bit.
Ah,
Thank you, Mr. Banks.
yes, sir.
No
Thank
further
you.
questions, Chairman Williams.
All right. Well, I tell you, we're getting it from all sides when you're a South Carolina fan.
Oh man.
If there are no more questions for Mr. Banks from commissioners, is there any recross? Well, there wasn't any cross-examination, but anything you'd like to clarify, Attorney Tarini?
I think we're good, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Office of Regulatory Staff, do you have a case you'd like to present?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We, on October 25th, the Office of Regulatory Staff submitted a letter to the commission, just notifying the commission of our intent not to file testimony in this docket. We also informed the commission at that time that ORS had reviewed the application and conducted an inspection of the applicant's books, records, and equipment. Based upon that review, ORS has concluded that the applicant will meet the requirements of fit, willing, and able as required in the regulations. But Thomas McGill is here and available to answer any questions that the commissioners may have about ORS's review. And I would just ask that we move the October 25th letter into the record, I believe, as hearing exhibit. I think we're up to number 6 now.
Yes, ma'am, you are correct. ORS's letter filed October 25th will be marked and entered into the record as hearing exhibit 6. Commissioners, do you have any questions for Mr. McGill? All right, hearing no questions for Mr. McGill, is there anything else we need to take up before we adjourn? Okay, sounds like we are good to go there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your participation in today's matters. If there are any issues or concerns, please reach out to Attorney Moser so that they may be addressed. We are adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.